It's Diana with stampingwithdie.com, and I want to welcome you to this week's Teach Me Tuesdays. And let me make sure that I'm in the right spot. You never know. You never know. Hold on a minute. Hopefully. Yeah, there's my old face. All right, so welcome. If you are new to my channel, please say hi. Let me know where you're at. Let me know how you heard about me, right? That's always fun. And I'm going to show my June card gut challenge card. And I know I've talked about that before, and it's something I do with my team. And our first meeting of the month, we show our card guts. So card guts basically is what you need to make a card. The supplies, the cardstock, DSP if you use DSP, and sometimes there's ribbons, and so basically that's what card guts are. And they let me know if they want the card guts. They're a surprise. They don't know what they're getting. Hi, Bonnie. They don't know what they're getting. Because usually when I do my meeting, I don't always know, right? I don't always know because depending on how many people say yes, I want them, I'll also be like, oh, well, if I only have like this much DSP or whatever the reason, so it's a surprise. And then so then I get the stuff off to them, and then the next month, at the first meeting, we show what we did with our card guts. And it is so fun to see the different things that people make, right, with the same supplies. Now, usually I don't put everything because I want them to use what they have at home. Plus, I want them to use their imagination. If I just put everything they need in there, then pretty much you can expect that all the cards would be the same. Maybe the stamp set would change. So I just don't send everything, so then they can do whatever. So I'm going to flip the camera and I will show you what I sent to them in June, and then we showed what we did with our first meeting that we had for July. All right, so let me turn my phone so we can get started. All right. Okay. All right, so let me go over here to the computer. Make sure all is good. It looks good. Okay. All right. Where am I? Here we are. Okay. All right. So what I sent them this month was, now these are those awesome, where's the pack of it? So you've seen me use these before. All right. So this is that Memories and More, the hand-penned Memories and More cards and envelopes. And I love them. So you have the 10 envelopes and then the 10 cards. Now, obviously, I used the envelope to send their stuff to them. All right. So I got that. So this is just a couple things. So this I did last week. So this uses the card here, and I just made it, be a scene with the fish. And this is one I did a couple weeks ago with the penguins. So they are so usable. Like they're just, you can do whatever you want with them. So that's what I did with them. So here's what they got. So they got this. Then I also sent them a piece of DSP. Hi, Sherry. I sent them a piece of DSP. And then this is from the Peach, the You're a Peach pack of DSP. And that is one of the ones that's on sale. So don't forget the DSP sale that's going on right now. And there's like 9 different packs of them, 15% off. So you definitely want to get those if you can. Alrighty, so they got that. Then they got a die. And then they got a little stitched rectangle, which comes out of the picture, this die. So that's what they got. And then they can do whatever they want with their pieces. All right, so let me get my pieces over here to show you what I did with mine. All right, so let me get this. All right, so what I used for mine, so here was the scalloped contours. That's where I got that big die from. And I love it so much because it fits the card base perfectly. So if you just cut, like you can get 4 of these out of a piece of cardstock. So you cut your cardstock at 5.5 by 4.25, and then you just die cut it out. So there's that. And then I wanted to use the hand penned petals. And I know this is unusual for me. I'm a big color person. I'm always coloring. But this time I just used the fill in the blanks images. And then it also has the penned flowers matching die, and I used that as well. All right, so let me set that aside. All right, so here, where are my pieces? All right, so here's my pieces. All right, so this is what I did with my pieces. So what I did with the card was, because it is an oversized card, let's show you the difference. Okay, so it's an oversized card. So here is the original card, and I just trimmed it down 5.5 so that it's the size of a regular card. Hey, Nancy. So now it's the size of a regular card, and it will go in a regular envelope. So I did that. Then I trimmed down my striped piece so that it would layer on here. So I wanted to layer that on there. Now I also do the same as my team. Like usually I just cut the pieces and then I do the same as them. I go, okay, what can I do with these pieces? I don't always have a card in mind when I send them the guts, so that it's kind of a challenge for me too. Now that doesn't mean I don't sometimes have it figured out, because sometimes I do. All right, and then there's that little piece. So this is the piece that I cut off the card. So we're not going to waste that. And then here is part of what I cut off of this. All right, so let's get some more pieces where we're going to be stamping. And then what they can do is they can add, they can subtract, they can alter, they can do whatever they want with the guts. I just ask that they only use current Stampin' Up! Stuff so that we can copy them, right? Like that's why we do the meetings, that's why we do our Zooms, so we can help each other. All right, so now I'm just going to ink up my hand penned with my memento. And this is just a piece of scrap paper. And I think that's why we have a variety of ideas, because I do emphasize that you can do whatever you want. So sometimes people will use the other side of the DSP, because what's on the back of this DSP? Let's see. So, oh yes, so see, this has those balmy blue tulips on the back side, and I think a couple people flipped it over, and this inspired their card. All right, so let's stamp our flower. Now I just grabbed the colors that show on the DSP. So Calypso, Pear Pizzazz, and Pool Party actually comes from the polka dotted card. All right, so this is a two-step stamping, but this one's a little different. It doesn't fit perfect in there. There's a little bit of space. So what I did was, so I'm inking this up solid in the Calypso. So I angled it so that it was filling up this. Then I'm going to bring it to my mouth, and I'm just going to breathe on it. I'm just going to breathe on it a little. I didn't re-ink it, but my hot breath kind of makes that ink get moist a little bit again. So now I have like 2 different varieties of the Calypso. So I have like a solid and then a second generation, as they kind of call it, so that I'm filling my flower in more. There's not as much white space. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing with this one here. So this is this flower here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to purposely put it on so it doesn't fill it all the way in. Same thing. Give it a little breath, whatever. And then I twist it just a little bit. So now that flower also has like a variety of color on it. All right, so while I have my Calypso pad out, I want to stamp my greeting on my little rectangle. So this just says anything is possible. All right, so that's going to set aside. Then I also have, I want to make sure I'm stamping on the right one. Yes, this goes on the inside of the card. I'm going to wait and stamp on that. Okay, so then I want my pear pizzazz. Hi, Pam. My husband's from Illinois. Okay, so this is the pear pizzazz. So I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going solid. Breathe. And then just move it just a little bit. So same thing here. And that one pretty much fills it in. But these ones are a little bit different size. And then I have these pieces here. So this goes up underneath the flower. So I'm gonna kind of rock it. We don't like to rock, but I am just going to touch and I'm just going to rock. And with the photopolymer, you can see through it. So then I'm just gonna kind of stop when it gets close to the flower. And then this one, I'm going to just do the same thing. All right, so that colors that in as well, whatever that thing is underneath the flower. All right, so that is the flower. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I run it through zip-de-doo-dah through my scan and cut and emboss, and now we have this. All right, so let me get this here. I need my scrap paper because I'm going to have a little bit of overhang when I stamp this. So now I want this right here, which I'm not really sure what that is. It's kind of reminds me of a thistle. And I want to use the pool party with my pear pizzazz this time. So I'm just going to come up kind of cattywampus like that. So it's just on the corner. And then these little, whatever they are, it's super cute no matter what they are. All right, so there we have that. And I love this stamp set because it's solid and it's kind of splotchy and it has all sorts of textures to it. So I love that about it. All right, let's see. And then on the inside of the card, so this is going to go on the inside. I'm just going to repeat this flower just in the corner. Now you could do a lot more, but I'm just keeping it simple. Oop, I got a little bit of caca there. All right, that's all right. That's okay. I'll restamp that one. I just won't glue that one. I'll just restamp it. You know me, I'm kind of anal. Okay, so I'll restamp that one. All right, so let's start to put our card together. Let me close my ink pad. It's just screaming to get my fingers in it or drop the card on it. Close the pad. And this is because I should have put this on a smaller block because what it is see right here, it caught the ink here. I should have put that on a smaller block. All right, so here is our card and my bone folder. Then we're just going to assemble. So we have our cute little scallop design, and I'm just going to stick that on there. Hey girl, I've missed you too, Anna. You've been a busy girl with the chickens. Oh my gosh, when you post the chickens, I'm like, oh. I showed Jeff and I'm like, do you think we should get more babies? And we both were like, no, we're done. Once these girls are gone, that's it. All right. I'll just live through your chickens. All right. So that's going to go on here, just in the center. And then I want to put this on, but I want to use dimensionals so that it pops off a little bit. And I don't know why I always grab the baby ones first, but I usually do. All right. So we're going to pop this on with some dimensionals. I love the saying too. It could be, you could be sending this card to somebody that's looking for a job, or just a job, or it could be anything. It could be, you know, somebody that's trying to have a baby, right? It just has so, I'm just rubbing my finger along there to get some of that extra bits of cardstock off. It's just such a very versatile saying. All right, so then I'm going to put this flower on here. Now, before I put it on here, I'm going to cut a little bit of twine. So this is just the baker's twine. I'm just kind of anal. I like my things oh so cute. So I just put them on like the wooden spools. I know, it's crazy, but I do. All right, so before I glue it on there, I'm going to take my baker's twine and I just want to put it through this hole here, just so that it's already on there. Then I can do my dimensionals. All right, so we're going to put dimensionals on our flower. And over here. And I want to make sure I'm putting it on the right leaf. And this leaf. Because these leaves will go over top of the greeting, so I don't want to put a dimensional on them, because then this wouldn't lay straight. It would be kind of crooked. So I'll just peel those off. And then that's going to go on here. And I'm just kind of putting it so it snugs right up to that word. All right, so now I don't have to worry about trying to like get it in there after it was on there, because I stuck it on in there beforehand. All right, now I'm just going to tie a bow around here. And I like sticking it in there because, you know, that little hole right there holds the ribbon on. So we're just going to tie a bow just like our shoes. All right. Cute, cute. All right. Cut my tails. I know that was way too long. All right. I still have to cut. Hey, Ashley. I am fine. How are you? All right. I usually watch you at night. All right. So let's see here. So we've got this on here. Now I'm also going to put this on here with dimensionals. So I'm going to use the big ones. So I love that this shows another use for these hand pen memories and more. And this way you're like, oh, you know, who would think to trim that down? Because maybe you'll use the envelopes for something else. So another day, I have another use for the envelope. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. All right, so that goes on here. And then I want to add a little bit, all right, hang on a minute. That's too big, because this is the one that is messed up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go cut one so I can do it again. Hold on. Hold on. Because I want to show you what I did with the DSP. Right there. All right. So I'm just going to redo one. That's okay. All right, so let me redo this. Because I have to show you what I did with the envelope. That's good, Ashley. I don't know if one of my friends in Ontario, he posted all this hail. And I was like, oh my gosh, we haven't had hail in Arizona in quite a while. We're not even getting any rain. It is so dry here, and I swear it feels like the whole state is on fire. All right, so let's see. Let me try this one again. And don't touch the side of the stamp. Just in case, I'll rub. All right, so now we're gonna put this on here. Okay, now this I cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. That's kind of what I use. I also use the 4 and 5 1/4 that goes inside. But when I trimmed this, I didn't have, because I wanted to use, I mean, I could have pulled out the DSP and cut the right length, but I wanted to use what I used with my guts. So it wasn't quite long enough. So, all right. So we're going to, and then what I want to do is I'm going to put this on the side. So let me put some adhesive. And we're going to have these cute little polka dots hanging out the edge. So now we've got these cute little polka dots hanging out the edge of our card. All right, so I'm just going to trim that down. And so now we're going to stick these on the inside. It has been really hot here, Ashley. Hey, Mary. All right. So this is going to go here. And then I'll just have to trim a little bit. All right. So I have a little bit more here, which makes me think when I was cutting these samples, I just cut from my stash. But I know when I did the card with the guts, I didn't have to trim it. All right. But when I was doing my cards for the video right here, so that's why I had a little bit more to trim. Okay, so that goes on the inside. I didn't put any greeting because I'm not for sure what this card, you know, what you would be saying, what the card would be for, like when you actually send it. So I just wanted to make sure I decorated the inside. You can always write later, and then you don't have to get the stamp set out again because it's already got the decoration on the inside. Hey, Ruth. All right, so I also wanted to add some of the so these are and I used these, talked about these the other day. So these are the silver and clear epoxy essentials. So they come clear, obviously, and silver, just like the name says. So you can see the difference there. So clear, and here I've colored one with a blend. So I'm going to use the silver, and to me they look like water droplets, like icicles. They're just gorgeous. So I'm going to use a round one. So we're going to stick one. Oh, that isn't a round one. That is a teardrop one, which is totally fine. I'm going to put a teardrop there and a round one. And they also are diamonds. So let's use one of each shape for fun. All right, so there we have pretty, pretty, pretty. And then here's the one that I always look at. So here's the one from before. So they're very similar. You can't do too much different. So there's the inside. You can't do too much different. Now, if you want it, so here's what I stamped. Now, if you don't like that this stock, there's no ink on it, that's totally fine. Now, we don't have a Pear Pizzazz blend, but the light Old Olive is pretty close to it. And so see, if you don't want that stem to be plain, simple. I just added a little blend to it. And now the stock. But I don't mind so much. But if you do, it's easy peasy to fix. So this one's all ready. I have another one cut. So I will be cutting that one out and finishing another card. I think I have 2 to finish. I usually cut extra, but I didn't. The inside. of that one. All right, so don't forget also, I had the last chance for my retired stamps and accessories, DSP bundles, dies, you name it. Last chance on those. So you want to make sure you hop on over to my blog right here, and you can get the list. And then they can only be sent in America. So that's, I apologize for that. Hey, so I love your last name, Mary. Fudge makes me hungry because I'm trying to eat better. And then here is July's hostess code, as well as the what are the incentive for July. So I talked about those yesterday, and we used them on the card, and they're these awesome loose flower flourishers. Now they don't come in this container, just like I put my ribbons, my twines on wooden spools. I like to find old glass jars to put my embellishments in. Okay, so another thing, don't forget, you have 9 days, I think it is, to sign up for my July classes in the mail. So there's the artistically inked. Again, you can get information on my blog. And the Christmas one is a tidings and trimmings bundle. And you can get more information on those. And I think that's all. I think I have all my, I'm like looking all around, right? Like what I had setting out to talk about. But I think that's it. Say, hey Lily, I'm glad you like the card, Jeannie. I you know how I am. I always like to color, but sometimes there's those one, like this one, oh, I just love that set. And then these, and pool party, like these cards, you could use these cards. I wanted to put the stripes with the polka dots. I thought, you know what? That is going to look so cute. But those pool party and the polka dots, I think they would go with so many more DSPs. So definitely get yourself a pack of those, and then just layer DSPs with it and see how it goes. Because pool party is one of those colors. It's kind of that shabby chic blue. I would almost like to repaint my studio. Right now it's been painted like this for quite a few years, and it's, remember, certainly celery? That is what it's painted. But the thought of taking everything off the walls just does not make me want to paint it. So I think it's probably going to be certainly celery for a lot more years. But if I were to repaint it, pool party might be what I would do, just because it's such a pretty shabby blue. But anyways, all right. So I will see you tomorrow. Oh, also, I have this little list, and then I just was ignoring it. All right, let's see. Okay, I always forget to tell you, the product list of what I demonstrate will be below. Now, it doesn't happen immediately because I have to go generate it or whatever and update it. But make sure you come back and look. Make sure you subscribe. Thumbs up. Gotta love the thumbs up. And I'm thinking of having all my lives, I talked about this yesterday too, right? Go at the same time. So instead of like one goes at 11, there's two that go at 2, there's one like today went at 3. So I'm trying to think, so I would like your opinion if you would like me to just have all my videos always go at the same time. So like 2 o'clock Arizona time, 3 o'clock Arizona time. Please let me know what you think. And it would be probably a lot easier, to remember as well. And I think that is all I have on my list to remind you. All right, so I will see you tomorrow for my What Ya Making Wednesdays here on my channel, and that's at 2 o'clock Arizona time. So we'll decide next week if I change all the times around. Okay? All right, so have a great night, everyone, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.